It started on a warm Saturday morning. The sun was shining and the birds were singing. I decided to go for a walk in the park near my house. The park was my favorite place because it had big trees, green grass, and a small lake in the middle. I often went there to relax and enjoy nature. As I walked, I noticed something unusual. A small dog was sitting alone near a bench. It was a fluffy, white dog with big, sad eyes. The dog looked scared and lost. I stopped and looked around, but no one else was nearby. I knelt down and called softly, "Hey, buddy, are you okay?" The dog looked at me but didn't move. I slowly reached out my hand. At first the dog hesitated, but then it sniffed my hand and wagged its tail. "You must be lost," I said, patting its head. It had a small collar with a name tag. The tag said Max, but there was no phone number or address. I decided to help Max find his owner. First, I looked around the park. Maybe Max's owner was nearby. I asked a few people, "Excuse me, have you seen anyone looking for a dog?" But no one had seen anything. Max stayed close to me, as if he trusted me already. "Okay, Max," I said. "Let's find your home." I decided to take him to the vet's office. Sometimes vets can check if a pet has a microchip. The vet was only a short walk away, so we headed there together. On the way, Max started to relax. He walked happily beside me, wagging his tail. A little girl saw us and said, "What a cute dog." Max barked softly, as if to say hello. It made me smile. When we arrived at the vet, I explained the situation. "I found this dog in the park. His name is Max, but I don't know who he belongs to." The vet checked Max and found a microchip. "Good news," the vet said. "This microchip has the owner's information. Let me call them." I felt relieved. Soon, Max would be back with his family. While we waited, I sat with Max in the lobby. He put his head on my lap, and I realized how much I liked him already. I knew he wasn't my dog, but I felt a little sad thinking about saying goodbye. A few minutes later, the vet came back. I called the owner, but they didn't answer. "I left a message," she said. "For now, Max can stay here, or you can take him home and wait for the owner to call." I looked at Max and smiled. "I think he'd like to come with me," I said. The vet agreed, and Max and I walked back to my house. On the way, I bought some dog food and a small bed for him. That night, Max stayed with me. He explored my house, sniffing everything. I gave him a bowl of food, and he ate happily. Later, he curled up on the bed I bought and fell asleep. Watching him, I thought, maybe this was meant to happen. The next morning, my phone rang. It was Max's owner. Her name was Sarah, and she sounded so worried. "Thank you so much for finding Max," she said. "He ran out of the yard yesterday, and we've been looking everywhere." I told her about finding Max and how he spent the night with me. Sarah was so grateful. We arranged to meet at the park to return Max to her. When we met, Sarah hugged Max tightly. "Thank you for taking care of him," she said. "You're very kind." I smiled and said it was no problem. As Max left with Sarah, he turned and wagged his tail at me, as if to say goodbye. Walking back home, I felt a little lonely, but also happy. I knew Max was back where he belonged. That day taught me how important it is to help others, even if they're small and furry. Sometimes a simple act of kindness can make a big difference. And who knows, maybe one day I'll adopt a dog of my own. For now, I'll always remember Max and the unexpected adventure we shared. It's a memory that will stay with me forever.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. See you soon.